Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Magnificent. I'm your host, Matt Sims. But before I bring on my guest at this time, if you ever get a chance to, and if you haven't yet, go on to the Magnificent Podcast social media on Facebook and Instagram at Magnificent Podcast. Also, if you are a big fan of sports and you like sports betting, go on to Apple Podcast and Spotify, and you will find my other podcast that I actually produce. It's called Perch Points, PERCH Points, and that you can find on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But other than that, let me bring on my guest. She is the radio DJ at the rock station Z93 Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And she's also on 102.5 WIOG from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. She is a longtime friend. Her and I went to school together at radio school, and we have a lot of stories to share with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Breck Kinsey. Breck, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, it's such a blast to have you here.
I know.
Like, I'm so excited to be doing this with you because what was it? I think was it when we were in school we tried to do like a thing to where you were like the female part of a radio show, and it was like you, me, and Steven.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we tried.
We definitely tried, but before we get into different stories, okay, where it's time to do the dad joke of the episode. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. What do you call a camel in a drought?
Ooh, I don't know.
A dry humper. Thank you very much.
I love that so much. I love a good dad joke.
Yeah, so figured that would be a good, pretty good.
It's a great icebreaker.
A great icebreaker.
Starting off with a dry humper.
Yeah,
I like it.
So other than that, so we went to school together, which was an interesting phase in our lives because, you know, I was about 19, 20. You were about...
I was also around that age.
Yeah, you were around that age as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before we started recording, you were like, oh my gosh, you were a country bumpkin from the heights, from the...
Yeah, because I'm actually from like... BFE, and I'm actually well, I don't dress country, but you know, I'm from the country. Here's this city boy putting on a country look. I'm like, what is going on? Where am I? Like, am I in the city? Like, wait, where are you from? You're like, the heights. I'm like, why do you dress like that?
Meanwhile, we're just strutting our shit through Southfield.
I know, but like everybody goes through phases, is what we were talking about. Also,
and that was my only phase. I don't know how I got into it. I really don't.
I don't know. It happens. It could be environmental, you know, who you hang with, or the music you're into. There could be a lot that could impact your style.
I think it was that because I was so into country music at that point.
Yeah, so you know, you listen to it, becomes your lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with it. I just thought it was really interesting that here I am in this big city. For me, it's a big city.
Yeah,
and I'm from the country.
Right, because you're originally from where?
I'm from Millington. I still reside there.
No.
In the sticks. Yeah.
In the
sticks. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to be coming out to the big city, seeing people from all different walks. And then there's you. I'm like, wait, you look like someone
home.
I know. You look like someone I went to school with. So it just threw me off. But no, that's why, you know, you just stuck in my head.
I stuck in your head.
Yeah, because I'm like, who is this country boy from the city?
Well, what was it? I remember, what was it, before we graduated and you told me, you said on the first day, but I'll let you take over.
What did I say?
You don't remember?
I don't know if I remember.
Oh.
What do you mean?
So you told me that I walked in, head up high, shoulders back, just spitting with confidence.
Yeah.
I sit down right in the front of the classroom, and you're like, shit, this guy means business.
I don't even remember that, but I believe it. Like, you've always been that kind of guy.
Yeah,
I feel.
like you said that you were intimidated of me.
Oh, well, little did I know. None of that is true. No, I'm just kidding. No reason to be intimidated, but I'm sure I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a very intimidating environment, like to be in. All of us, it was the real deal. Like, okay, this is it. This is what our careers are going to be or what we want to do. So I don't know. I was intimidated. I took it serious.
No, I mean, I kind of did in the beginning.
Well, kind of. I'll say, yeah. I should take that back.
I kind of did in the beginning, and I just hate book work.
Yeah, me too.
I hated the book work. I'm wanting to get my hands, just dive in and just get it done.
I know, but luckily where we went, there wasn't a lot of the book work. I mean, there was some, but
thank God.
Yeah, but that's also what helped with my career, was being at a place where it was hands-on.
Yes.
Then, because you also dabbled in radio.
I didn't even dabble. I was in radio. I interned, and then I got a job for like a year or two.
But it was so helpful, because then you get to that job and it's like, oh, this is just like school. At least that's how I felt. Like a lot of it, like the basics, I was prepped for.
Yes, the basics were there. Yeah.
Obviously, day to day is
definitely different.
Yeah.
And then also another thing is like a couple of things that like they told me not to do were like the teasers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you are with teasers. Like, we'll be right back.
Oh,
well, stuff like that.
I think there's something good in teasing because you want listeners to stick around.
Yeah.
So, it's like, okay, so Justin Bieber did this thing, and like, but I'm not going to tell you until like 10 minutes. So, they're like, oh, I want to know what he did. So
yeah,
they'll stick around or come back. So
yeah, see, I was told not to do that.
I know,
which is weird.
I know, it's ever changing day to day. And I think it also depends on where you go, like the company or the station that you work for.
Yeah.
The PD, what they want, what they like.
Gotcha.
Or your own preference.
Yeah. Because you've been doing it since you graduated, right?
Yeah, right out the gate.
Yeah. Did you do any internships?
I did do internships. They were more like bartending at events. Like, yeah, I know. It's like, how is this?
Bartending at events?
Yeah. So like I was working for this like entertainment company, and I thought it was going to be interning for radio. And so we'd go to events. So I'm like, okay, ready to be with equipment or like do something behind the scenes. And they're like, actually, we're going to have you bartend. I'm like, that's fine. I'm still like in the scene, but I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna coordinate.
That's interesting.
But it actually worked out great because it was good networking. So like I met people, I got myself out there, and then they got me jobs. So it was all
good stuff.
Chain reaction, yeah.
Good stuff.
I always say my career is just circumstantial and luck and about who I knew. Yeah. No talent.
No talent, really?
No talent.
You don't have any talent? Because I've seen some of the stuff that you post on your social media, which is hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Like, what was it? The lake at Z93?
Yeah.
The lake party?
Tuesday, we had that severe weather.
Yeah.
It downpoured. And like in between our building and the highway, it started to create a little lake. So I was like, felt like this is something people are talking about, the severe weather.
Right.
They probably have a lake in their backyard. So I just made a joke where I was like, all right, I'm having a lake party.
And then you ended up getting tubes as well.
Yeah.
Was that from a sponsor? Or?
No. So listeners, I just talk about things I do in my life, like how I'll be out partying, or like I hurt my ankle. Like I was out partying. So a listener sent me barf bags.
Nice.
Yeah. And then like I hurt my ankle and I was wearing fuzzy socks every day. So then they sent me fuzzy socks to wear like when I was hurt.
Now, are these mainly men?
I don't know, but I'm assuming. Because the demographic on that station is mainly men. And if you look at our socials, it's mainly men. And if you look at my DMs, it's mainly men. So I'm assuming, but they
you go, girl.
You'd think, but thanks. No. They just signed it with like a nickname, so I have no idea who it is. But then they saw the lake video and sent me floaties. So I mean, I'm connecting with listeners. So my bosses are happy.
That's all that matters.
And I'm always like, I wonder what else I could get them to send me. No, I'm just kidding. Like, oh, my car kind of needs work, or like
you see a guy just working underneath.
Right? I go out to the parking lot, like, oh,
you're like,
thanks.
Excuse me. Oh, hey, I heard you needed your car fixed. I found the problem.
Yeah, that's where I have to like draw the line on what I talk about. It's like boundaries.
Yeah.
Of getting so deep personally and
yeah.
Isn't that something? Surface level.
Isn't that something? Like I even thought to myself, I'm like, do I put my Instagram as public?
Yeah, even socials. It's like I don't even know. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've changed it all public, changed it all to radio handles, but it's like,
Yeah.
I didn't even want to do that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there are creepy people out there.
I know,
You
but
know?
then I want the listeners to see like who they listen to every day and see what I'm out doing and how I'm
Yeah.
just
And
like
that's another
them.
thing.
But
And that's another thing to where, like, you know, you want to be, you know, it's such a weird thing because when it comes to like broadcasting, you want to have that connection with somebody, but sometimes that connection might be with the dude that may be a little.
well, yeah, because I'll meet people in public and they think they know me because they've listened to me all day, every day. So, like, they think they can just come straight up to me and say just these unhinged things because they're like, well, I listen to you all day, every day. And I'm just like, yeah,
all day,
but
every day.
you don't know me.
It's like, you know me, but you don't know me.
Right. But I mean, I love it. I appreciate it. But
yeah, it's like you like the love and everything like that. And,
right.
You know, have you ever signed an autograph yet?
I have, actually. It's mainly for kids, but yeah, I have. Yeah, it's cute.
Now, how cool is that?
It's
when
really
they do
cool. Yeah, like I don't know. Especially because radio is something that people talk about, like, oh, I don't listen to the radio, or like that's still a thing. So then to have kids who grow up currently with social media and with devices in their hands, unlike us, like we had the radio. So that's why, you know, we love the radio.
Yeah.
They probably don't. Their parents or whoever probably just plugs in a phone. They're used to a device. So the fact that they know me from the radio and they know what the radio is,
Yeah.
I'm just like, this means more to me than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? I remember as a kid, like the news, like Channel 4 News came out and we're doing a story in my neighborhood, and the lady came up and all of us neighborhood kids were like, we need paper and pens and we need to get this shit now because we need to get an autograph because this chick's got a camera and this is legit.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. It's cool.
So we ran up to her and gave her an autograph. I couldn't tell you where that autograph is now.
Oh, no.
It probably got thrown
So it's
out.
going to end up with mine. It's going to get tossed away.
Sorry to say that.
But it was still a cool moment, a cool memory to have.
Absolutely. It lasts with you and the kids. It's like, eh.
Yeah, they'll probably forget about it, but it means a lot to me. So
Yeah, because I mean, when I only did really one autograph. And that was for a kid that was it. He had special. I don't know if it was like special needs or something like that, but like they printed out all the DJs' pictures.
Aww.
And then with each other's picture, we'd sign our picture.
Aww.
So that was probably the coolest thing.
That is really cool. Wow.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I have done that once.
You did?
I signed a headshot for someone. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, you have headshots?
I do have headshots in this industry. No.
Are you kidding me?
No, yeah, because I've also dabbled in like acting and stuff. So I have
really?
headshots
Tell
done.
me more about that.
Oh, I was an extra in an Up TV Christmas movie. It was filmed in Frankenmuth, right where I live.
Of course, it would be filmed in Frankenmuth.
Well, yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
It's
like,
a Christmas
it has
town,
to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was an extra, and so even though I was an extra, I still like went all out. I still had headshots done because then I went on to audition for their agency. But so with the headshots, yeah, I also put, you know, I was a DJ and everything, so they were passing them out and I signed them. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned.
I know there's a lot of different like branches that I've gone through, different things I've done.
That's really good.
With being in this industry.
Shoot, the only thing that I've gotten to that point is performing twice in a talent show. One doing singing when I was in 7th grade to like singing and dancing. Oh. Not even choreographed. It was like whatever came to my mind. It was To the Middle by Jimmy Eat World.
Tell me why I did the exact same thing in 4th grade with 2 girls. There were 3 of us girls. We were in matching like blue tutus, and our song was The Middle, Jimmy Eat World, but ours was choreographed. So, but we only took second.
I had so many of the young, I had so many people just hooting and hollering, and I made my mom go, ah, because I had the Ghosts of Elvis come into me, and I started feeling the music, and then all of a sudden I went pelvis thrust and rounded that shit. Even my principal was there, and he watched it and he was laughing his ass off because as soon as I did that, my mom's jaw hit the floor. All of the girls just erupted in like squeals. I gotta show you the video. It's
Yeah, I'd love to see
hilarious.
that. Yeah.
And then senior year of high school, did I ever do like different impressions for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? You were like, if we had rankings, you were class clown in our class.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you. You kept us entertained every day.
I tried. I mean, think about it. Like, you just don't need to go through life being like, oh, it's another day of school. It's like, let's get like, I don't know.
Make the most of it.
Yeah, make the most
no,
of
I
it.
feel
Yeah.
that. Right. It's something we all have to do, so you might as well try to have fun with it.
Right. So, senior year, I did impressions, and I did quite a bit of them, and didn't win, but my buddy Jake, who was on a while ago, he my buddy Jake Martin, he goes, oh my gosh, you in that talent show was hilarious. He goes, I think I was the only one that was just about to fall on the floor laughing my ass off.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, well, that really means a lot.
Right.
He's like, oh my God, your Matt Foley impression, that was hilarious. You know, Chris Farley.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh my God, that was amazing. And so I was like,
and then this is like the perfect industry for you to go into then.
In a way.
With that personality and impressions.
And which is, so like, did you always see yourself like on the radio, or like when you went through specs, like where did you see yourself kind of like, what was your dream?
So yes and no, because growing up, I knew I wanted to do entertainment in some way, shape, or form. I mainly wanted to do acting and singing. I've always grown up entertaining other people. That's just always been my goal.
So it was like your like secret name Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Actually, I'm undercover. Actually, international pop star. No, but I've always just wanted to entertain others. That's always been my goal. Like, I love entertaining people. I love making them laugh. I love spreading positivity and like just being a distraction from everything that's going on, like real world things that we have to deal with on the daily. Like, I like being that escape. So I wanted to do that, but I realized it like wasn't that realistic, at least. I mean, you either have to be like really good, really dedicated and determined, which I am, but I don't know. There was also a part of me that also wanted to do radio. Like, I grew up listening to radio. I thought it would be so cool to do. I love talking. So I'm like, this is perfect. My parents are like, you either need to do radio or be a lawyer, because I can also argue till the cows come home. So I'm like, well, radio seems like the most realistic for me right now. So I knew our friend Tyler was doing it. Well, my friend Tyler was going to specs. So I knew him from a friend. So I was like, okay, I need to like find out the info. So that's how I got into that. And then I didn't know what was going to happen from it. Like, I didn't know it was going to turn into what it is now.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea. I just thought, I'm going to go to school, see what happens, see where it leads me. And that's still kind of what I'm doing. It's just like, I've always gone with the flow. And
pretty much you don't have a specific goal now. You're just like, I'm here. Let's make the best of it.
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to do morning radio because you have longer time to talk. You know, you've got more people on the show to help carry the show with you.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm doing middays and afternoon drive, I still get to do a lot with those as well. It can just be difficult sometimes being, by myself.
Yeah.
Trying to carry a show.
Yeah. Isn't that something? Because like, that's one thing that I really struggled with, was just being on the mic by myself and just pretty much talking to myself.
Right.
Granted, I was talking to the listeners, but
yeah, they always said at school to like picture you're talking to someone.
Yeah.
Like you're having a conversation with someone, but it's not that easy when you don't have the feedback to bounce off of.
Correct. Like, my boss at the time, he's like, you got to be more witty. And the thing is I am.
Right.
Just when I'm conversating with somebody, like if somebody says something, I can be throwing a zinger right at them, and it's hilarious.
That's the same thing I like. I don't want to say struggle, but I go through that every day where I'm like, I'm trying to pull my personality out of myself.
Yeah.
But it's a lot, like you said, a lot easier when you have someone else to like pull it out of you, to bounce off of.
Yeah.
So
It's not even pulling out. It's just like, it just comes out. You know, it just like explodes out of your body, and it's just like, here's a zinger, bing.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so, but I don't know, like talking by myself, like this is, I think, to be honest with you, I think what I really wanted to do was what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You know, where I can just talk as long as I want, and with who I want to bring on or whatever. And if we did, like, say, you know, hypothetically, if you know, you were part of a host and I was the host and we had another person, we would always bring somebody in, you know, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
And it was that I was kind of thinking of that kind of vibe, like almost like a morning show or something like that. But I didn't really like, I loved music, but like, I don't know, like I wanted the show to be like entertaining to where it was like more talk radio, and then like hints of music in between. And the cool thing is, like, I get to do that now, to where I can, in the times that we do take a break, you know, I can put in, you know, a couple seconds of music,
right,
and then come right back into the entertainment of talking and, you know, conversation. So
yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, talking in between music was also a challenge too, because you were timed.
You only get like 10 seconds. Like, how do I put my personality and what I want to say all into 10 seconds?
It's like, all right, and go.
Right.
You know, so, and then, you know, you would have to talk about, you know, the city, or, you know, and even though you wanted to talk about the artists, and I don't know, but
yeah, I think it all depends on just like who, I guess your PD is, or company, or their preference on what they want you to talk about.
Yep.
But also the beauty, it's beauty and danger, is that you could pretty much, at least the jobs I've worked, you could talk about whatever. So it's like, where do you even start? Like,
yeah,
but
as long as it's not too personal.
No,
you know,
but you figure it out as you go.
Yeah, because you have the FCC, I don't.
Yeah.
So I know you're very professional, but if you wanted to, you could cuss on here if you wanted to.
No, I'm okay. Thanks, though.
There you go. You know, I thought the same way. I thought the same way.
Just being in front of an open mic,
it gives you like those.
Yeah, I
kind of looks.
I still have the mindset of like, nope, okay, I'm representing the company, the station, myself. So there's a lot on the line. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And that totally makes sense, because I used to think the same exact way, to where like, you know how like different celebrities, like they'll be living their life, and then all of a sudden somebody pulls something from like when they were like 12. Yeah.
And they were like, oh, look what you said.
Yeah.
You were still the same person, but you know, you said this. And they're like, dude, I was 12.
And also, like, you did something that any 12-year-old would do.
Yeah.
But because it was put in a spotlight, you know, you're getting in trouble for it. Yeah. It's an interesting industry for sure. I mean, I'm not on that side of it, but
right. But you never know what could happen.
Yeah, no, right.
You know, like say one bad thing. That's really what I really hate about people that just want to complain a lot, is like they pinpoint different things. It's like, yeah, that was X amount of years ago.
Right.
So what? That doesn't reflect who I am today.
I know.
It's like I was a totally different person when I was 16.
Yeah.
Compared to like 25, or let's even go in 15. Let's go 10 years. Let's go 10 years, right? Totally different person than what I am, or than I was at 15.
Right.
More mature. No.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't even know me at 15, Missy. So you know what?
I'm just kidding.
But no, seriously, like, you know, how to handle certain situations, right? And how to control myself, and in certain, you know, aspects of life, you know, and just different decision making and everything like that, right?
Right.
So, I mean, that's what I don't get when people are like, oh, here's something from 10 years ago. It's like, dude, I'm not even the same person I was 10 years ago. Just drop it.
I know.
You know, and I feel bad for, you know, people like that have to go through that.
No, me too. And people will just see stuff and run with it. They won't even do the research or take time to see
Or
it.
they'll
They
take like a
just...
smidge of what was recorded or something like that. Like,
Mhm.
look at the whole story. Don't just look at that one little clip and be like,
right.
you know.
Yeah. No, people will hear what they want to, see what they want to.
Yeah, it's a selective hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you just love that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be funny, when people have selective hearing, but then when it gets like very controversial or can get people in trouble, it's like, bruh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know. I deal with people on the daily. It's interesting. I went from retail to this and I was like, oh, I'll never have to deal with people again.
Psych.
Yeah. But I love it.
Yeah. I mean, being a radio DJ, like we were saying before, it can be an interesting situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To say the least.
Have you had any like interesting calls?
Yeah, like every day I'll just...
What's I mean, I know you have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
What's one that really truly stands out?
Oh gosh, I don't know. The other day I did a contest and one of the listeners, he wasn't the right caller, but he still like, I was like, I'm sorry, but you're not the right caller. And then he goes, I love you, Breck. Like that's it. And then just hangs up. So I was like, oh my gosh, like that actually.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like that meant a lot. So I saved that clip. I'll use that later on.
You should just use the "I love you, Breck" part.
Yeah, that's
and then be like, "You're on with on air with Breck."
Okay, well, we don't talk like that anymore.
I'm saying like the voice, the recorded.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Okay, like a sweeper.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I love you, Breck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't know. Like we'll just get. We just get all sorts of people.
Right.
All sorts of calls.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? One time, so I was working midnights, right? So I worked like different shifts. It was the weirdest thing.
No, I did too.
I did 6 to midnight, and then I did midnight to 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on the weekends. So I was like, call me. I mean, see what you're doing. It's the weekend. Would love to hear what you guys have planned for the weekend. All of a sudden, I get this guy from Canada who called me, right? He was in Sarnia, I think. I can't quite remember, but he calls me. He's like, hey. I'm like, how's it going? And he's like, you're a very nice man. I'm like, wow. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. He goes, I'm part Native American. I'm like, no kidding. I am too, but very small percentage. And he goes, I go, what about you? And he goes, I'm 50%. I go, awesome, buddy. That's great to hear. And then he keeps going. He just keeps talking and talking and talking, right? And he's like, you have the spirit of a wolf. You lead like the others, and you have the voice like an eagle. And I was like, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden, as he's talking, of course, music's still playing on the radio, but him and I are just having this conversation.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one of the guys from the other radio stations, he comes in. I whisper to him what's happening. He almost pees his pants laughing.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, peeing the pants, I almost did because I had to go really bad. And I was like, dude, just stand here and just say, while I run to the bathroom. And he goes, okay. And so he's just standing there doing what I told him to do. I come back. The man is still on the phone.
Yeah, I'll get that a lot where people will just call and tell me their life story. And like, I love it because I love that they feel comfortable enough that they can talk to me like a friend. Because that's my goal, is to connect with the listener, to make them feel like I'm their friend. So I love that they can call me up anytime and tell me their life story. The unfortunate part is that, it's all fast moving. So I don't have that much time to sit and talk, but right. I will listen. I'll record the call. I can usually come up with something out of the call they give me, like little tidbits that I can air. But yeah, it's interesting.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to come right back and talk some more. But for now, we're going to take a quick break. Okay.
Okay.
And we're back. So it was a while to kind of come back on air because we were like, all right, what do we talk about next instead of our my old 9 to 5 and your now 9 to 5.
Quote
so.
9 to 5, even though it's 24/7, 365. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But we were talking about, so you're single and
Yep.
and I'm single. But whoa there. Pump the brakes there, cowboy. No, but we were talking about how, how healing after a breakup is really a it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You go through highs and then you go through lows, and then like you see either old pictures of that person. Like with me, my stomach used to turn. Like I don't know if I felt like I was going to be sick, but it just felt like my intestines were just turning.
Yeah, I still feel that. Like your heart will drop or like your stomach drops.
Yes.
You see a photo of
something
your
like
ex.
yeah, and it feels like it just all turns.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest. I'm like, what is this?
I know. Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? Like, I've never felt this before about anybody.
Yeah. No, I still feel that, and it's been like 5-6 months, and I'll still feel that. I still see. I'll see a photo and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it took me, like the man that I am compared to the man that I was like 2 years ago when my ex and I broke up, like tremendous strides, right?
Yeah.
Like even I was talking to my buddy Rob, who I'm on the Perch Points podcast with. Him and I were talking. We were at this wedding, right, one time, and he's like, there's a bunch of hot girls here, like get a number. And my insecure ass was like, so I went to somebody that I knew and I was like, can I get your number? He's like, that's sad.
Oh
that's
my God.
So sad.
No. Okay, so you haven't grown in that way. No.
But no, what's funny is like months later, my confidence was higher, and it was so cool because he was so my wingman. Like if I was Maverick, he was Iceman.
I love that.
So
yeah.
In the coolest way too. So I was at this bar and I was hanging out with his wife at the table, just shooting the shit because he was out on the dance floor, right? All of a sudden he's got this girl's hand high above his head, like she pretty much putting her on a pedestal for me, right? Or on a platter or something like that.
Okay.
Right. And and she's just this hot blonde, right? And he puts her hand into my hand, and I'm like looking at him the whole time. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like that was probably that was so cool. And then he like places her hand in my hand, and so she took me out to go dancing, and I danced with her. Found out she was married.
Oh no, that's not cool.
And found out that her friend, who I also danced with, was married.
No, come on, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, it was a good wing because he didn't know that they were married.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He didn't know, so he just saw a hot blonde who was asking him to dance, and he goes, "This is a trap made by my wife."
Right.
Because supposedly he's scared of his wife killing him in his sleep.
Oh my God, that is not okay.
That's love right there.
Right, yeah. Goals. I hope one day to be afraid that my husband's gonna kill me in my sleep.
Not even.
My gosh. No, but yeah, the phases thing is so true. Like you go through so many phases in such a, I don't know, it could be short or long amount of time, but it's always you just continue to grow. I don't know.
Yeah,
it never stops. Yeah.
To where like you grow from, being absolutely broken human being to being like this confident, just happy with the moment self.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah.
Like I don't know if you're at that point now, but like I can from experience, like, granted, would I like to have somebody in my life to share with and everything? Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But, in certain situations, like I have a party later tonight to go to, and I'm just going by myself. It's like, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I got people that love me still.
Yeah.
I got, friends that I will absolutely love to see and make more memories with and everything like that. And that's cool with me.
Yeah, you just have to look at the positives.
Absolutely.
And just think like, okay, this is another growth as myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I was so vulnerable and broken at the beginning, and just, doing whatever to make myself happy. And there wasn't made a lot of poor decisions right off the bat, but it helped me grow. And I learned like, okay, I learned what I like. I learned about myself. I learned what not to do and how to keep growing. And I don't know, it's helped me learn so much about myself as a person, and also what I want, in a future relationship if I do come to that point. So
right, absolutely. And I'm pretty much the exact same way, to where like I found out more interests in myself, broadened my horizons on different, knowledge of like colognes and wine and music and different things like that, right? Also I've gotten to, travel a little bit, like go to Tennessee, and I've gotten to do just different cool things just by myself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, because when you're in a relationship, it's like easy to fall into a routine. I mean, you want to try to mix things up and go do things with your partner, but it's so easy to make the relationship part of the 9 to 5, where it's like you do the same thing every weekend and every night.
Quick, I gotta check with their schedule. Right. Instead of being like, all right, yep, my schedule's free. I'm there.
Yeah, like the past 6 months, I've done some things that I'm like, I would have never done this or never been able to being in a relationship, which is sad to say because you want to try to do things while you're in a relationship. But it's like, last night I was at a show, and I'm like, a Friday night, I would have not been at a show if I were in a relationship. Like I would have already known where I would have been, like at my ex's house. Like that's what every Friday night I was at his house.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, I can't believe.
It's like sometimes you got to mix it up.
Right. And even being in a relationship, I want to be at that point where it's like, okay, I want to do different things. But no, yeah, it's been one of the hardest things, which you wouldn't think like, okay, we're broken up, that's it. Like, no.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
It's been one of the hardest things I've gone through, which is crazy.
Yeah. Cause like, you go through it and you try and, adapt and everything like that. But the thing is, like, I remember that the weekend of my ex breaking up with me, we went out to Royal Oak, Fifth Avenue Club. Okay. And it was with my buddy Jake Simon and his now fiance, but his girlfriend at the time, right? So they tried to set me up with like a girl that I think she knew, right? It was like the next day, like, because I got broken up with on a Friday, and then we went out Saturday, and they're like, hey, how about her? And I'm like, nope, can't, not even ready yet.
No, like, are you kidding me?
And I saw him, like, I went to a show of my buddy Jake's buddy, and which I would love to have him on the podcast. He should be coming on here beginning of May or something like that.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah, he's performing at the Boat Bar.
Oh
yeah. So but I would love to talk with him a little bit. So anyway, but like I was telling my buddy Jake, I was like, dude, if y'all like find a girl that like is a cute friend of hers and that is like chill, like, and isn't like all about themselves and stuff like that, because his fiance tried to introduce me to a chick that she didn't realize was all about herself, and she's like, oh. She's like, oh damn, she's all about herself. So, but I told him, I was like, if you do that, I'm like, if you guys try and do what you guys did for me after my breakup, I'm like, my confidence would be so cool with it. Like, I'd be like, yep, like, bring it all over and let's conversate and let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
But back then I was like, nope, can't.
I know.
I'm a shell.
I still feel that way though. I don't know. I don't think there's a timeline. I think you just know, like, you just feel, because so many people are like, okay, well, it's been 6 months. Like, how you?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yep, it's 6 months. I'm ready.
Right.
It's like, no, you're not.
No, I have never even thought that. I don't even know. Yeah, no, I have no plans for anything.
Yeah.
So I just go with the flow right now because I was
You're just
so
living life, man.
yeah, like being in the relationship, it was so like I was thinking about the future and thinking about where we were gonna go and like what I was gonna
Yeah.
do. And so now I feel so free, which it's sad to say because I
She's
don't
breaking
know.
free. She's
No,
sorry.
yes, High School Musical. I don't know. I just feel like it's sad to say that because you hope you can feel that way in a relationship, but I don't know. I just feel free. I'm living in the moment, living my best life.
And
At
as you
least I
should.
tell myself.
No, but the thing is, as
Because
you
we're
should.
so young.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and I was able to balance my job and my relationship. I was able to do that, but it's definitely, I don't know. It sounds so bad, but it's been easier on me all around.
Yeah, because you can just, when you go to work, you can just focus on work, and when you get home, you can just focus on like your social life.
Well, yeah, I have a very hard time with balance, which like I don't know if you're into star signs and stuff. I'm not. I don't know about astrology or
a
anything,
little
but
bit.
apparently I'm a Libra, which is like balance. I'm
Libra
like,
power.
oh yeah, I forgot. But that's ironic because I have no balance in my life whatsoever. Like I completely put all my balance and focus into my relationship. Like I put myself on the back burner. I put my job on a back burner. I was all about this person, and that's just not healthy. So, wait, are you the same way?
Holy crap.
Is that why you made are you the same way?
No, as I was thinking about it, like this was like when I was working in radio, like I was with my ex, and it was like right in the beginning stages of our relationship, and I remember like things started getting serious, and I was just like, yeah, I'll stay here instead of trying to move to a different state
Oh
or something like that.
yeah,
And
that
I just went,
too.
bye-bye.
Yep.
You know, all that future plans that I had, like to where I'm like, I'll move to a different radio station when I get better. And I just kept sinking and sinking and sinking into
Like just
normalcy.
settling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
settling.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's never too late for anything in life. You could always get in or out of a relationship or in and out of a career or whatever, but
Yeah.
I just found myself putting all my balance into that person, and that's not that person's fault. That's on me also. So that I've also have tried to take this breakup as a good thing of like, okay, I'm able to now, I could take this and just wallow in it forever, but I'm looking at it as I'm going to learn about myself and try to balance these things, especially in this career I'm in. No matter what you're going through, you have to leave that outside the studio door because no one wants to turn on the radio and hear you like, like sad or upset. And I mean, it is relatable. I can mention it, but you don't want to turn on the radio and just hear me just, hey, so here's another song. Like,
oh my god, if oh my god, if I turned on the radio and then all of a sudden like the DJ came on and just was like, oh, my boyfriend broke up with me. I've been like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, right. Like it can be relatable if you're telling a story. You're like, hey, so like I'm single now and blah, blah, blah. But like I don't know. I just always try to, the listeners here to get something, like they want to be in a better mood. They want to have that distraction, but you can also still be relatable and be personable. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I was having a hard time with keeping my mind in the right place. So again, not to say that's on them. It's all on me for sure. Well, not all of it, but there was a lot of things that I just had trouble with, and it's sad because I still love and care for that person, but
right. I kind of do for my situation. I've learned to move on.
Well, I know I'm trying to learn as well, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm very sentimental, especially with people. Like I feel like they were in my life for a reason, and maybe I shouldn't hold on to them.
Okay. Yes.
Because there were toxic parts of it. Yeah.
But and I'll agree with that.
I hold on to the memories.
And there are certain situations in my life to where, she was there for me and she was there to help me and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. No, it was very helpful though, because I had this person I was with me when we graduated from Specs. Yeah. They were with me. So they were with me right out the gate. So they got to see all of me, like
the progression,
starting my career. Yeah. And it was really helpful. And like, they were supportive. So that is helpful also in a career like this to have people in your corner, because it's tough. It's a career that people will tell you like, oh, I don't listen to the radio, or why should I listen? Or like, you'll have even friends and family that will be like, and I'm not expecting anyone to listen, but I don't dog on your job. So to have people dogging on my job is like, come on. But to have friends and family and like a boyfriend in that corner, like that meant a lot. And
Yeah.
it was cool to have someone in my corner for that. So
Yeah. And I mean, it's always great during those times. And then, as I was thinking about it, when you get into a relationship, this is something that I actually found out as of recent, to where like you always need to better yourself, whether you are a guy or a girl, whether if you're single, whether if you're in a relationship, like it does not matter whether, you um it just doesn't matter. You always need to better yourself, because not only will it benefit you, it will benefit your friends, it will benefit your family, it will benefit like your significant other,
right.
and everything, and it just trickles down.
And it'll make like what you have so much better, like your career, your
Absolutely.
relationship. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't ever want to stop growing is what I'm learning now.
Always like never settle. Like you can settle for a certain person.
Yeah.
Right. But never settle on yourself.
No.
Always keep growing. Because if you think about it, people say, "Oh, I have a relationship weight."
Yeah.
It's like that's an excuse.
Right.
You could easily go to the gym, do workouts at home to better yourself, to better your health.
Yeah.
Eat right and everything like that. Instead, you want to go out and and just sit on the couch and cuddle and watch The Bachelor forever.
Right.
And eat bonbons and shit,
Yeah, no, I've realized though, like getting out of the relationship, I was like I mentioned earlier, I could wallow in this if I wanted, but I'm like, I'm going to take this time to better me. And in turn, it's bettered my career immensely. Like my personality has been able to come out more on the air, which was sad that I let that part of my life affect it. But but
it happens.
Right. And I was able to help, and my coworkers noticed. And so it just was, it was better all around.
But the thing is like when you get out of a relationship and you're still bettering yourself, you can get out of that relationship and be, just an absolute boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to suck, but then you're just going to be like, I'm still striving, thriving, and kicking ass in life.
Right.
Like, come on, like let's.
And then I cry myself to sleep at night. No.
Oh, God. Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding.
But no, like instead of being like, all right, this is the moment where I better myself out of a relationship, and I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself as you wipe away a tear.
Right.
It's like
there wasn't a moment.
It's like you keep walking, strutting your shit like the boss you are, and keep going.
Right, and before you know it,
And then as soon as
it's 6 months later, and you're like, wow, okay, I'm actually doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just taking it day by day.
That's
so
another
helpful.
thing, is taking it day by day. Absolutely.
Having things to look forward to. That's like my job.
Yeah.
Just like always so much going on. But I love it. I love being busy.
Yeah.
That's been a good balance though too, is trying to balance work, events.
I noticed that
myself.
when I'm not busy and I'm just being lazy at home, I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon.
That's not the worst thing though, because I have tier beers. Like I'll drink beers and I'll cry into them. We have a joke at work that Breck's having tier beers.
You're not having,
because if I have a moment where I think about things, I cry. And I will drink beer and cry into my beer. We call them tier beers.
You don't. You do not put a tear
I don't
in
put
an
a
actual
tear
beer.
in my beer.
That would taste
but
really
no,
bad.
like I'm crying.
That would taste
Adds
really
a little
bad.
salt. No, like you cry so much that you go to take a drink of something and just get all the tears. Yeah, I don't know. It's a joke. Like, oh, Breck's probably at home having tier beers. Like, not anymore.
Are these your coworkers?
Yeah.
You need better coworkers.
No, I love it because they'll be like, come out with us. No more tier beers. So
all right,
I like
fair
it.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Instead of pointing and laughing, being like, Breck's having tier beers.
Or like we go to a show and we'll get a drink and they're just like, be careful. Don't start crying and having tier beers. I know.
I don't cry in my whiskey or my beer. I don't put on whiskey glasses.
I was just going to say, isn't that like a country song or something?
Morgan Wallen, baby.
Saying something about that. Yeah. Morgan Wallen. I've discovered that's my type now. Learning a lot about myself lately.
Morgan Wallen's your type?
He's every girl's type. Who
It's only
doesn't?
because he's a singer.
No.
If a normal dude,
Listen, you sound like my dad.
No, seriously, this is what
He's
I
like,
really,
you went to school with guys that look like that. I'm like, no, you don't get it.
like. I've seen guys like that, and they've been
Where? Tell me
They're-
where.
dude, they're around, and let me just tell you right now.
I need to come around here more often then.
I've seen like you know me because you're gonna get another country boy that's from the city suburbs, and you're gonna be like, that's some good meat right there.
Cringe. Come on. No, I can't say anything because I'm from the country. I don't even dress country,
But no, like, I'm telling you, the guys that look like Morgan Wallen that are not musicians, white trash.
No. Whoa. Hang on here, buddy. That's a large statement there. That's a big assumption.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
No.
Like they just, I'm sorry, but they do.
Oh my gosh.
They're not good for you.
Listen, you don't know what's good for me. I know what's good for me, and it's Morgan Wallen.
You probably listened to his new album. It was like, oh, he's a romantic. Oh, he's close with his mama. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do I sign? Why can't I find me a Morgan Wallen?
Tell me. I trust me. I ask myself all the time, where can I get me like a
Morgan Wallen?
No.
You ask yourself that also?
Yes, absolutely. I go, damn it, Morgan Wallen, that ass looks good in them jeans, boy.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, mama.
Like in the what was it, the music video for last night? I'm looking at his outfit. I'm like, I need to rock that outfit too. I was like,
see, you get it. And you were just over here trash talking it.
yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah, you get the hype. He's just so fine. And he's got the charm.
He's got that southern charm. He's got the southern charm.
And he just, I don't know, man. Yeah, he may be a typical guy, but like, it's not typical guys I know.
What about Luke Combs?
Yeah, I'll take Luke Combs.
You dig that, Luke Combs?
Yeah, he's so funny and sweet. Yeah. Like, he's just a real guy. Like, I just want a real guy who's not afraid to be themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll dig that.
Like, that's why I like I don't know.
What?
I don't know where I was going with that, but I just like, I don't know. I like how there's a lot of celebrities or artists that will still be themselves. They're not afraid to be themselves.
Okay. Yeah. So like what other, besides country artists, what other like celebrities is like you're kind of being like,
oh no, we can't talk about it.
Oh, we can talk about it.
No, we can't because I just met him Monday night.
I'm pretty sure he won't listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you text him or something.
Oh, yeah, because I have his number. Just because I'm in radio and meet artists doesn't mean I have their numbers.
I mean,
Brent Smith of Shinedown.
That's the lead singer, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Does he have long hair still or no?
No, but he did.
Yeah.
No, so I met him Monday night.
And
I can die happy now.
You were smitten, weren't you? Did you always have a crush on him?
Yes. Oh, even in his earlier phase, like all the phases he's been through so many phases in his life. And I still just, because I'm not, of course you want looks, but that's not all I'm about. I go for personality. And
what's Breck's pick for a guy? I want to hear this.
Okay.
I may share mine, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm more about personality. If you can make me laugh, like you're in. Uh-huh. So and like a good person, like you're good and kind to people. You're just a good person. But of course the looks, you know, if you got some look, not bad because I got to look at you. So, but no, I just always admired him because he was always himself. And he always is just someone that's doing things for others. And he is just always wanting the best for other people. He's so down to earth. And he's always like, listen, you could be this way in your life. Like, I know you're watching me on social media right now, but get up, go work out. Like, quit looking at me. Like, go do something. And like, just never stop growing. Like, I just love everything that he pushes and who he is, and their music embodies that also. So that's why I love their music. So I've always had a crush on him. But then, you know, when he's had a bit of a change in his life, you know, he got sober, and so like he just looks completely, I always thought he looked good, but now I'm like, oh my Lord, like aged like a fine wine. So fine. And
so fine, like a big old glass of wine in the summertime.
Yes, exactly. And so like I'm like, okay, looks help. Like I thought he was a cool guy and he has good music, but obviously, like, you know, all right, he's hot. I see him. And he actually recorded a sweeper for my show.
No kidding.
Yeah, my boss surprised me with that because my boss knows that I got a little crush on him. So he has a little sweeper in my show, and that we play before a Shinedown song. It's like,
that's cool.
Hey, I'm Brent Smith of Shinedown. You're listening to Breck on Z93.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I still can't get over it. So then Monday night we had a show at the Dow Event Center in Saginaw. We had Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, and From Ashes to New. And I knew From Ashes to New was coming in studio. They were going to do an interview, play some sets acoustically. I knew that. So I was ready for that.
Right.
And I knew I was meeting 3 Days Grace. They were doing a
By the
VIP.
Way, jealous.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I got to tell my buddy Thomas, who is a huge 3 Days Grace fan.
It was the best experience of my life that day and all. But yeah, 3 Days Grace, they were really cool. From Ashes to New was cool. So it was a big, long day. I met both bands. I'm like, cool. Now I can enjoy Shinedown's set. Like, From Ashes to New was on stage. So I'm getting ready for the night. I'm like, well, now I'm into concert mode. Work is done for the day. Well, then my boss pulls me aside and he's like, you're going to meet Brent Smith. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, they're asking the PDs, the program directors, to come back to this area to go meet him. And I have a +1, or like, I'm hoping I can have a +1. So if I can, I'll make it you, because he didn't know if he could bring anyone back with him. So we all meet up in this circle. There's like 10 of us. And he's like, I think you have good chances. So we look at Shinedown's manager and label rep. And we're like, he's like, can she come back with me? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I can't do this.
Were you like hyperventilating?
No, I was like, okay, this, like, I still want to be professional. Obviously on the inside, I'm like freaking out. I was freaking out, but I'm like, nope.
Had the shakes. And
yeah.
Everything?
I was shaking so bad. I looked at my boss. I kept saying like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Cause like, this is someone that I just try to embody every day, that I idolize every day, that when I need inspiration, when I'm in a bad place, I can't see the end of the tunnel, things aren't looking good. Like I go to him and his music. So the fact that I'm going to be like right by him, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So we thought we were going backstage. Well, it turns out we ended up on their tour bus. Their tour bus was out behind the venue, and they're like, all right, well, come on back and like just go up in the tour bus. He's sitting in there. We're like, what? And everybody there had met him except me. They were all good friends with him. Or like,
here comes Breck,
not good friends, but acquaintances.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey, I'm Brent. I'm like, I know who you are. What do you mean? I didn't say that, but I'm like, just even for him to introduce himself that way.
Yeah.
Like, he's Brent Smith of Shinedown, and he's like, hey, I'm Brent. I'm like,
okay.
I was like, I'm Breck. Like, I played it cool. And there was a bunch of us, so I didn't really get a chance to talk much. But, you know, I just sat there and I was like staring, and I was like, okay, I can't stare. But then it's also Brent Smith in front of you. Look at him. But then I can't. And then we had a moment where we like made eye contact, and he was like, he was telling a story, and he was looking at me, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, do I just keep looking?
Your smile was probably ear to ear.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. And then we did a photo op, and we took the photo. And you can tell in the photo, my eyes were like teary-eyed because I just couldn't believe it was happening.
Dog, I got to see this photo right now. I got to see it live and in person right now.
And then the second we got off the tour bus, I lost it. I started bawling. I looked at my boss. I was like, you are the best boss ever. I just couldn't do it. So on the left is my PD, and then Brent Smith is in the middle, and then I'm on the right.
Oh, I thought he'd be taller.
That's what he's 5'10". He's just on a slouch.
Oh, yeah, he does have his knee bent.
And he's got his knee bent, but also it doesn't matter. Like, oh my gosh. And I don't want to fangirl. I don't like fangirling over artists because, like, I don't know. My job is obviously surrounded by artists, and I just try to be professional. They're normal people. But that's someone, like I said, that had a huge impact on my life and my career, like their music. I'm like, the fact that I don't know, could play their music. And
Well, we're going to talk more about that, but right now we're going to take another break.
Okay.
And we're back. So as we were going through the break, we started talking about tattoos.
Yeah, because when I met you, you didn't have any.
No. Now I have. Oh crap! You know what's funny? Like now I'm at the point where I'm like, how many tattoos do I have?
Oh,
So
you're so cool.
4. I have 4.
Oh, cool. Okay. I like the crossover you had to do.
Well, did you notice what I did? I was like,
which side of my body?
Scoop.
Yeah.
Scoop.
I just have the one. I had that when we met though, but
yeah.
You didn't
and I'm
know,
like,
I
you
guess.
had that? But then when
It's
you
on
showed
my
me,
back, yeah.
but when you showed me the picture, I think I seen it before. I think I did.
Maybe. Yeah. If
at
I'm
one point
wearing something that shows my back.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It was such a long time ago. So I'm like, that does look familiar.
Yeah.
So what does it mean?
So it's a dandelion.
Right.
Like, when is it like the spring or the summer? They turn like white and you can like blow and then the little petals go everywhere. People call them weeds.
Yeah.
Usually people don't like them. But it's a dandelion, and the little what are they? The little white fluffy things.
Yeah,
they're like blowing in the wind, but there's also music notes in the tattoo as well that are coming off of the dandelion.
Right.
So I don't know. Music has always been a big part of my life. I was surrounded by it. My mom always had it on 24/7, no matter what. And in any situation I was in life, I would go to music, resort to music, like happy, sad, angry, anything. It was always to music. And I grew up listening to anything and everything. So music has just always been a part of me. And I sing, I play instruments. So like, I really do feel like music is like in my blood. Like it's a part of me. I just feel different things when I listen to music. And so when I was looking to get a tattoo, I knew I wanted something with music and music notes. And when I was little, like I just have memories of picking dandelions and just like running around in a field and just like living life and blowing the dandelions and listening to music. And like, it brings me back to childhood and back to what I really love and what I feel is meaningful to me and just music. So I don't know. It's a reminder that I just always carry music with me, and
absolutely
a reminder of, I don't know if it makes sense, but
no, that's what makes
it means
perfect
to me.
sense.
So,
and you just let the music flow through you.
Yeah,
flow through you.
It's very simple, and I think it's very basic because I think I did find the design on Pinterest, so it's very basic. The one I found though was birds, so I just had him switch it out for music notes, and the music notes are very specific as well. They go with the song "Let It Be."
No kidding. From
the Beatles, yeah, because my saying in life has always been like, "Let things be." Let it go, let them go. Like, cause I'm such an overthinker.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about the future, always thinking about my next step, which isn't a bad thing, but I just let it eat
your mind away.
Yeah. So it's not good. So I'm just trying to learn, like, listen, if people are going to be the way they are, let them be. If things are going to go, let it go. Like, let it be. Just always, so. Yeah.
I love that.
Thanks. Me too. And it always scares me though. Like I forget it's there.
Yeah.
I'll like get out of the shower and I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, what is that on my back? I'm like,
oh, it's my tattoo.
Yeah. So having it on the place it is, not only is it, I got it there so that way if I had to cover it, I could cover it. But also I feel like I'm carrying it on my shoulder.
I love that.
Music with me. So I
love that. That's great. And the fact that you thought about where the placement is going to be, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I was only 17. I actually brought it to my mom when I was like 13 or 14. Yeah. I was like, can I get this? And she's like, well, you're like a child. So think on it for a few years. And then I was about to turn 18, but I was still 17. And her and my dad were like, okay, yeah, like we definitely see you embody this. So will sign for
Do
you.
your parents
'cause
have tattoos?
They do. Yeah. My mom has one tattoo on her ankle. It's a teddy bear. Teddy bears have always been a big thing in her life.
Aw.
So it's a purple teddy bear. And then my dad has a lot of tattoos, but they're also very meaningful. On his shoulder, he has one with my 3 sisters' names on it. It's like a vine.
Oh,
And
okay.
on the vine, each vine has like their names on it.
Yeah.
And my brother and I, we got bigger tattoos. I don't know. But each calf, he has one calf dedicated to me and one calf dedicated to my brother.
That's awesome.
So it has my name in cursive and it's surrounded by music notes. And then it's shaded green because green's my favorite color.
Okay.
And then my brother's is in Old English going down his leg, and it has fireworks because he was born July 3rd.
Oh, I love it.
So they're very personalized. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I dig it.
I know. He has
That's
some
awesome.
other ones he did when he was younger, like to himself,
Oh, no
or that
kidding.
his friends would do to him, but it's hard to make out what they are. So
Of course.
he just
And
gets
if
them
they were so
covered.
long ago, you know.
Right. He does have one on his ankle dedicated to my mom. It's like a leprechaun. I don't know if I should say this, but
Say it.
it's a leprechaun mooning. Like it has its pants down. It's like bent over mooning
Okay.
and is holding a beer. And then it like says my mom, it says like her nickname or something.
On the leprechaun's ass?
No, but he should have done that. No, like underneath it. Just because she's like Irish and
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know.
That's kind of
It's
like,
weird in our family. Like we don't, it doesn't make sense,
Like,
but
are
we
your
put meaning to things.
So are your parents like goofy together and everything?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They've
then.
been together since the beginning of time. They've been married 26 years.
They were in the
but-
Garden of Eden with Adam and Adam and Eve were like, we're gonna eat this apple, and they're like, have fun with that one.
That's seriously how it feels, or at least from what I've heard and seen. Like they've just been through it. So yeah. And then my name, well, because he got the tattoo, the leprechaun, because she's Irish, and then that's where my name comes from also.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've never told you the meaning of my name.
No.
Okay, so it's Breck.
Yeah.
Breck.
Yeah.
It's not short for anything.
Right.
It's just Breck. Well, it means freckled in Irish. Yeah. So my mom is covered in freckles
Uh-huh.
and she's Irish.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not too far down the line that our ancestors came over here. So like we're pretty, I know everyone's like Irish or it's a melting pot here, but
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So when she found out she was going to have a kid, I was her first. I was my dad's fourth. So she, was excited and she didn't want to know the gender. It was also a different time back in 97
Yeah.
where you couldn't really, it wouldn't have.
It wasn't like, hey, you have a boy. It's
Right,
like,
who knows if it-
surprise, it's
Right,
a penis.
yeah. Who knows if it would have been accurate anyways. So when it came to time to pick my name, she wanted something that could fit either gender. And she was looking through an Irish baby name book that she had found at like a garage sale. And on the boy's side was Breck. And she saw that it meant freckled in Irish. And she was like, this is the name, boy or girl. That's going to be my name. And I was a girl and that's my name. So
I love that. I love that story.
I know. Me
Mine's
too.
so generic.
The story, or well, your name is
Kind
generic,
of.
but
like,
is the
if
story-
I was a girl, I was supposed to be named Ashley. Could you imagine me as an Ashley?
yeah, you
Yeah.
are an Ashley now. Just-
But no,
But you got Matt.
yeah, pretty much what had happened was, I think Matthew was just very popular in the late 90s.
Yeah,
Probably Matthew McConaughey or something like
right.
that. I don't
Matthew
know.
Perry.
Matthew Perry.
Yeah. No, it's a cool name.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a very popular name back then. And then also, my mom, I think, looked in the Bible.
Okay, yeah.
Now, granted, my mom's not a very strong Christian, but she's like, oh, let's look in the Bible and see what name pops up.
Right. No, that's cool. I dig it.
First book of the Bible, Matthew. Perfect.
Right. That's it.
Goes to the Bible again. Zachary. Yes. For my brother.
Your brother, yeah.
And then my other brother. Let's look back in the Bible again. John. John. The name John. Come on down.
I love that. I don't know. They did it with my brother too. I mean, his name is Chad, which is very like a Chad. I know, but he is not a Chad at all. But they added a D, so it's CHADD. So we call him Double D or like Chad to
All right. I'll do the double D because
Yeah.
Ed and Eddie.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he's not like a your typical Chad. He's
No.
such a nerd. So it's really funny that like people are like, oh, quit being a Chad. And I'm like, well, what's funny is my brother is Chad and he's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, he's
So,
just double D.
yeah, just a nerd. It's my little brother. Like, come on.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, having 4 tattoos, it's you know, they all have different meanings to it, you know, and they're all very, um, very big meanings in my life, you know.
Yeah, and that's
So
good. I mean, I know a lot of people that they don't have any meanings, and like, you know, you don't have to. It's
yeah,
your body.
it's more of a memory. Some
Right.
people just go and get tattoos for the memory, you know, like
Right.
they get a small one of like a smiley face or, you know, of the leprechaun.
Yeah,
right?
something cool. Or
Yeah,
it's just
something
like,
cool or something funny to like memorize that, like, oh, I got this on spring break when I was in college, and you know,
I don't
it's
talk
like,
to the girl I got it matching with, but
right, but
yeah,
it's a butterfly.
right. You can make your own meaning at that point.
Oh, are you gonna cover it up? Nah, it was
Nah.
a good memory.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. They're cool.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you get those guys that like just get skulls all the time.
Yeah. Why not? What's wrong with that?
I don't know, like, I don't know, skulls, like, to me, if I were to, I don't know, if I were to, so if I were to start over and do like a heavenly, like saints and all that stuff on one arm and then like evil on the other arm, or do it on my legs or something like that, like it was in which I was
That'd be cool.
so get this, I was very against like leg tattoos on guys.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, all right, if you're a guy and you get a leg tattoo, like that's on you, but like for me, I'm like, I can't see myself. But then I was in the you're gonna love this, I was in the sauna at the gym the other day,
Okay.
and I saw this guy's leg tattoo, and it was like was it Japanese or American tradition? I think it was American. No, yeah, I think it was like Japanese and American traditional mixed or something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, it was a panther head on his knee, like coming at you, right? And then all around his leg was the panther.
Oh.
So it was like the body of the panther was his leg, and then the head was his knee.
That's cool.
And that's sweet.
Yeah, that's
like,
really sweet.
Like I couldn't stop looking at his knee, and I was like in the sauna, and I'm like, "Don't worry, dude. I'm not staring at your crotch. I'm just looking at your tat."
You're like me with Brent Smith. You're like,
yeah. So I'm just staring wide eyed at him. I'm just like, "Damn, that's a badass tattoo." And I looked at his arm, and like he had like a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm like looking at my arm. And the hilarious part is like there was 1, 2, 3, 4, including me, 5 guys in the sauna. Okay. And we're all on the top part of the bench, I guess you could call it. So this guy comes in, squeezes his fat ass into in between these two guys, and he's just looking at everybody, sees everybody else has tattoos. You know, he's looking at me, and he looks at the other guy, looks at the other guy, and I'm like, yes, we all have tattoos.
You didn't get the memo?
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't get the memo? The tattoo shop is right down the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
tattoos are so interesting.
Yeah, and like I was talking with my cousin on one of the episodes, is like, you know, tattoos aren't viewed as rebellious anymore. They're viewed as art. They're viewed as, you know, motivation.
Well,
in a sense.
Yeah, it is hard though. Some jobs still discriminate against piercings and tattoos and colored hair.
Now with piercings, that's a different conversation.
No, yeah, that's true. But which I can understand, because you want a certain image for your company. So I get that.
Oh, absolutely.
But at the same time, it's like, you're telling me I can't have this on my body, or I can't show off this on my body. It's
correct.
Like there's two sides to it.
Yeah.
And I understand.
And
both.
Another thing is, like with me, I will never, ever, ever get any on my neck or my face.
And that's you.
Would you get tattoos on your neck or your face?
I mean, why not? If I
why You're joking.
Maybe, I don't know, if I find something I like and I want to put it right there, I don't know, why not?
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very open-minded.
Yeah.
Very go with the flow.
I mean, I am
today,
too.
No, I wouldn't put anything on my neck or my face. No. But I don't have anything against anyone that has anything on their neck or face. Like, it's your body. I mean,
the neck
I'm
part,
like, oh, that's interesting, but that's your body. It's your life. I don't know.
Yeah, like the people that have, like, I know this one guy, he's got like something behind his ear, right? It's very small and everything like that. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. Right. But I don't know. It's just like on the neck, okay, like as long as it's not like fully like if like okay, so like my buddy's stepdad has like his kids' names on his neck, right? And they're like right on the middle, right?
Yeah.
So that's totally fine. But like when it's like a covered piece,
I like that though.
you like
That's hot.
It's like a lot of pain. Sounds like to me.
I'm sure. But I don't know.
No, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I agree with some companies to where like they're trying to hold themselves to a standard to where like, you know, if you have tattoos on your face or if like covering your face, if you have tattoos all on your neck or your knuckles and shit like that, it's like, all right, like, what are you trying to like? I don't know, like just
people
that kind
take
of vibe
it as a
like,
way of like that represents who you are.
Yeah.
Which, and I know people will go that way with tattoos. You know, they'll get the tattoos because it does have meaning and it does represent them. But at the same time, it's like, well, they want you to cover it for their look. They're not necessarily discriminating against you.
Right.
But at the same time, you could take it that way and think like, oh, you think I'm not good enough for the job just because I have tattoos. Like it doesn't define who I am. But I don't know. It's very broad.
It's very, and like I say in life, it's not all black and white.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Like you can argue one way or the other. But the thing is like whether like what you're coming from and where I'm coming from, it's like, you know, you're right in your case and I'm right in my case in a sort of sense. So
and then it's like, who's actually right?
Yeah. So what I look at it is like, why are we fucking arguing about it?
No, I completely agree with you.
Like, I don't get why people want to be like, no, this is right. No, this is right. It's like you both aren't right.
Yeah.
It's like,
let's move on.
It's like you both aren't right. Let's move on here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not right. You're not right. Let's move on again. It's like, let's turn the page here.
I completely agree.
It's like,
hell? I know.
It's like, stop trying to divide each other.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like I see your point and you know, you see my point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, it's like, okay, so if you do have tattoos on your knuckles and on your face and on your neck, it's like, does that make you a bad person? No. Does it make you a little scary looking? Sometimes.
Well, yeah, I may be intimidated right off the bat, but I'm not going to like, and maybe that'll have a first impression and a first judgment of me, but I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't want to get to know you now just because.
But does that make you a bad worker? No, of course not.
Right.
But, you know, first impressions are a lot and, you know, this and that. I mean, but
yeah,
it's whatever. I mean,
so I like radio because nobody sees me. I can just do and wear and whatever, wear what I want.
What was it? I think I wore pajamas one time to the radio station. That was fun.
I've definitely done that before as well.
You know what? I think I know what it was. It was during when I was doing Christmas. It was Christmas Day. I was doing like 6 to 2.
When no one's there and it's just you.
Yeah.
Love those days.
I come in my Christmas PJs. And that was like the funnest time.
Like, I love it.
I had slippers and I had a cup of coffee and that
such a vibe.
We were playing some, and of course this was when I was on the country music station, so we were playing country Christmas.
Yes.
And I was like, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" I had my Santa hat and everything. Oh, I was having a blast.
Nobody can even see. You're just doing it all for yourself.
Yep.
Like this is the best day.
I'm like, this is a vibe.
Right. This is my Christmas gift. Wish it could be like this every day. Yeah. No, I know. I love it. I do try to put myself together a little bit more just because with social media nowadays with listeners, they'll come to the station to pick up prizes and it'll be the first time they're meeting me or seeing me. So
you want to look presentable.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, even if you see me with like, you know, how I usually look, t-shirt, jeans, hair up, glasses, whatever, like that's... Listen, you're getting the real me, okay? I feel like it's relatable. Like, okay, because there is this stigma where like you think that they're gonna also people will get an image of you in their head. They'll think like, I've gotten it where people have met me and they're like, that's not what I was expecting at all. Or it's like,
have you gotten anybody that has said like, oh, I thought you were gonna look like this? Yeah,
I get that all the time. Like, because when you listen, I mean, I'm all over social media now, so people know. Right. But when you listen, you have a picture in your head of what you think the person looks like.
Right.
Which like is kind of sucks on me because I'm like, it's not my fault I don't look like what you wanted me to look like.
True.
Half the time it's better than what they thought, or it's worse than what they
All right,
thought.
I gotta hear. What has somebody said that you look like?
No, they just were like, you were not at all what I expected. And I'm like, is this good or bad? And some guys, it's mainly guys. Guys will come straight up to me and talk about my appearance to me,
Uh-huh.
which I don't understand why, but they'll either be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought you'd look like. Or they're like, that is not at all like, oh. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
They don't give you like a description or anything like that?
No, I don't think I've ever gotten a description of who they thought. They don't have like a person in their head. They just thought like, oh, I thought you'd be taller, or I thought you'd be skinnier, or I thought you'd have this colored hair, or like,
Oh.
I get all different. And I'm like, I'm just a regular person like you. I'm just out there. I just have a platform.
Huh.
But like, so that's why I try to be presentable, but at the same time, like, this is how I look. Like leggings, sweater, hat, like this is how I look every day, just like you.
Yeah.
So,
Understandable.
I'm not dressed up in a suit and like, dress clothes. Like, well, I don't know how they expect people to look. Like, celebrities, you see them walk in the streets. They're not all dressed up like how they would be for a red carpet.
Well, if you look at Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah, that's me.
No,
Adam
it's
Sandler
not.
style. Yes. T-shirt and basketball shorts are my go-to. T-shirt and anything. T-shirt and jeans.
Wait, are they girl basketball shorts?
No,
they're boy.
They're boy basketball shorts. Where like they go to like the guy's knees, but for me they go to like my ankles because they're so big. Yeah. So, but nobody can see you. So I don't know. There are still companies that do have rules though. On like when I worked for family-owned companies, they had a certain way they wanted you to look or dress or.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, usually like my lounge-in is like, what was it? Like, it was cold when I woke up this morning, and I was like, oh crap, I left the window open, and it was like freezing in here.
Yeah.
So I threw on like pajama bottoms and a sweatshirt, and then I started sweating. It's like, all right, time for a t-shirt and shorts, and then that's kind of my go-to. Yeah, that's my go-to.
Oh, I like
usually.
it.
Like, what was it? Like yesterday when I went grocery shopping, I wore the Specs zip up.
Yes.
The Specs zip up with a white tee underneath. Ball cap turned backwards. I had pit vipers on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then I had do you remember the gray old school like sweatpants?
Yeah.
That like used to like be really tight at the ankle. I bought those on Amazon.
The joggers.
Yep, bought those on Amazon.
Nice.
And then I had Air Force Ones on. Like, dude, I had a vibe.
Dripping.
I
love it.
I had so many people look at me. Like, I had this old lady be like, oh my God. Like, of course, I was like, trying to be organized as I could in the grocery store. And she goes, oh, you look like you're so organized. I go, thank you, ma'am. And she goes, where's the olives? I go, oh, it's right down there. And she goes, I saw the sign, Sonny. And
oh my gosh.
I was like, all right, you old hag, get fucking away from me.
Jeez. People.
Yeah, so but I'm like, oh my goodness, like
that's so funny.
So I don't know. So, but yeah, I was like, okay, old lady, you were sweet and then you were sour. So yeah, whatever. Have you ever dealt with that, like with old people?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get people that I don't know. There's people that will just listen or call because they just want things. They just want prizes.
Okay.
Tends to be older. I don't know, but it could be anybody. But yeah.
Well, like even off radio, like even in like say the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going all, not just your 9 to 5 here.
I know. I'm sorry. Just always in radio mode. No. Yeah, I definitely have dealt with old people.
Okay.
Yeah. Experiences like that.
Any specific memories that you have, like with an old woman or old man?
Wait, what?
Oh, like so did like an old guy like check you out or anything like that?
I've had that happen. Yeah, I get hit on by old guys all the time.
Nice.
Like old guy, like grandpas, like older than my grandpa. Like I don't know how they're still walking. Like get hit on, and I'm like, good for you.
It's like, yeah,
buddy. I hope I'm like that.
It's like, there you go.
Yeah, my grandma's so out of pocket. She'll just hit on like people my age, and she's like, I can do what I want. I'm like, why do old people have that mentality of like,
Probably because everybody's like, once you turn like 70, like you should go into a home.
we were talking about that on the radio the other day. We're like, at what age do you just stop caring? Like, you just stop caring about like your appearance. Like my dad, I remember he would always dress like, I don't know, t-shirt and jeans, but then once he hit like 45, like he always wore like long john shirt and underwear, and like his crack would be hanging out, and like they just stopped caring.
Oh my
And then you get to
gosh.
70 and it's like, well, I'm crazy, right? I'm a crazy old person. I could say what I want.
That's so funny.
I know.
Let's see. I'm looking up right now this old man that like is like streaming.
Have you seen old people on TikTok?
I think it was on TikTok.
Like they'll make videos or they'll go live, and I'm like, I love this. Who showed you? But I love it. That's like my dad. I finally introduced him to YouTube.
Oh, here it is. Ready?
I don't know if I'm ready.
Do what? Suck my dick. I can't do that. I can change you. No, you ain't gonna change me. You don't want to be changed? No, but I want my dick to be sucked. What is your medicine? Huh? Your medicine? Medicine? No.
Oh my gosh.
You don't want to suck my dick. I have to change you.
And he's so
You don't want to
serious.
suck my dick. Get out of here.
Oh,
Do you want coffee? No. On my dick.
Oh
I can't do that. Why? You know it's inappropriate? Yeah.
He just doesn't give a fuck.
I can't believe how serious he is. He has his arms folded and he's like so angry. He's like just listing off all these things. He's like, nope.
All the man wants to do is just get his dick sucked.
I can't with old people. But also, I can't wait to be like that. I want to be like that now. Like, just not care. Just have an old person vibe all the time. You're just like, I don't care. Don't care what you have to say. Don't care who you are. I want this.
It's like, I want my dick sucked.
What's up with them driving too?
Oh,
Old people driving?
dude, I was about to flip somebody off, and I usually don't do that, but this dude was like pissing me off. I drive right past him, I'm like,
Was he old? So you
Yeah.
felt like you couldn't flip him off?
Yeah,
No, he needs that. Put him in
no,
his
no.
place.
I'm like, I'm going to hell if I do that. Are you
Well,
kidding me?
he shouldn't be on the road.
Oh, I'm just like, I'm going to hell if I flip this old man off. I know it.
Old people.
I can't. I mean, old people, they're lovely. And I mean, like I was telling you before, like how the hoot calls.
Oh, yeah.
So for
That was during break.
yeah. So during the break, I told her, I was like, "Do you get like hoot calls?" She goes, "What the hell are hoot calls?" I'm like, hoot calls. Like,
No, a cat call.
yeah, like one of these. I'm like, yeah, hoot call.
Yeah, like cat calls. Like
Yeah.
when you're walking down the street and like construction guys whistle at
Why
you.
does it always have to be construction?
I don't know,
guys?
because that's just the stereotype they put in movies and TV
True.
shows. It's never
True.
happened with, well, actually, yeah. But
No way.
where I live is a lot of blue collar.
Nah.
A lot of blue collar workers. So I'll be in the gas station, like getting my morning coffee, and it's all blue collar workers also getting their coffee. And they're just like, so, you're drinking coffee? I'm like, yup. So are you? And they'll like get line behind me. I can hear them talking about me. I'm like, and I'm very forward and very like, I'm not afraid to say something.
Yeah.
Someone's just like, can I help you? And like, maybe that's not a good approach because
You come off as like the very intimidating woman. It's like, oh, okay.
well, and part of that is good and part of that's bad. Like, it's not a bad thing, I feel, to be intimidated, because then if you really like, if I'm intimidated by you but I'm still interested in you, like I'm still going to try to make an effort. It's like a challenge for me. But also if I'm like being aggressive and being like, what do you want, then that turns down an opportunity for me.
Yeah.
Like maybe someone that was interested in me. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but no, I never been hoot called. I've been cat called. I never heard of hoot call.
Oh man. I didn't. I totally had forgotten and had a brain fart of like what the hell.
Oh yeah,
they
we were talking
called.
about like old people.
Yeah. So like, and I was telling you about how old women, when like for guys it's different, but you know what? we're gonna get back onto that because I have to go to the bathroom, and we're gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
And we're back. So
We're back.
we are back.
We're here.
And we're the two best friends that anybody could have.
It's like time hasn't passed. It's so weird.
Nope, it has not. At least I don't think it has.
Well, it has, but
No.
it just doesn't feel like it.
No. Well, when we start showing wrinkles in the mirror, we're like, "What the fuck happened?"
No, but
Just
I mean,
stretching our face. And
I
being
haven't
like,
seen you. Obviously, I've talked to you on social media, but I haven't seen you in person in 4
Right.
years.
Yeah.
But the
Isn't that
second I
something?
saw you, it was like, boom. It's like we were back in school again.
Yeah, and that's something.
Yeah.
It's like I may look way different than I did when I was like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, but it's still the feeling, though.
The vibe.
The vibe. We still have the vibes.
I dig that vibe.
Yeah. I dig your vibe, too.
I said that vibe, but all right.
Okay, sorry, that vibe. I don't dig your vibe. I take it back.
So when we were talking about hoot calls
Oh my gosh.
or wolf whistles or
I've
that's
never
what it
heard
said.
any of
I
these
swear to God,
names.
that's what it said when with the whistle thing. That's what it said.
Stop.
Wolf
Forget
whistle.
cat calls. I'm gonna be wolf whistled.
Say that one again.
No, why?
You want to be what? Wolf whistled?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll take it. Anything I can get nowadays. Oh, thank you. I'll be here all night. Oh my gosh.
So anyway, yeah, but like I was saying, like I love it when old women like come up to me and it's like, son, you are so attractive, like, and just start grabbing my muscles and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I'll take that to the bank.
I
baby.
know, right?
Like I absolutely love that because young women don't do that at all.
No.
And then you get that, it's like like the meme where it's like what is it, Trident or somebody, I forget who it was, Poseidon or somebody makes all these hamburgers,
Yeah.
right, all these Krabby Patties,
Yeah.
and SpongeBob has this one delicate
Yeah.
Krabby Patty.
Right.
You got women that have all these compliments,
Right.
and then you get the one lady that calls you honey.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I love that.
I'll take that one. That one
Right.
that says you are so adorable or you are so cute, honey, or you're a good looking guy. I'm like
the difference between being generic and saying like you're cute and then someone saying like, oh, that shirt makes you look handsome.
correct.
Like I like to be specific in compliments also because it's so easy to just call someone cute or attractive or handsome. But I like to be like, nope, the way those pants look on your butt. Like I like to be very specific with compliments because like you said, they go a long way. So if I compliment someone, like it's real.
Something.
It's going to mean something from me. I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, you're cute. I mean, I'll call you cute, but it's not, it doesn't mean as much if I'm like that shirt, like,
Now, have you
It's good
gotten like catcalled or anything like by an older man? I remember you saying that you did, I think, right?
Yeah, I get hit on by old men all the time.
So like, what do they say? Give me one example.
They're just out there. Like I don't know. I can't think of like situations or examples, but I just know that they're out there with it. Like when I was a bartender, like they were just like, they would bring attention to places of my body and yeah.
See, and old women,
So-
they're not that aggressive. From what I've experienced, they're not that aggressive.
No, they're like sweet. Like they'll
they're
call
all
you
sweet.
handsome. And
And I'm like,
you said,
you get all
no, old men
thank
are
you.
just unhinged.
unhinged.
Say the
just-
most out of pocket, like inappropriate, like
Yeah.
not even hitting on you. It's just like, dude, like I'm aware,
Yeah.
it's usually about my chest, bigger chested, and I'm well aware of it, but they still say something about it anyways.
Your boobies are very nice.
Right. And I'm just like, okay, so anyways, that'll be $7. Like,
For the boobies or for the drink?
yeah, no kidding. But then I want a tip, so I'm like, okay, thanks. Like I can't turn it down. That was back before my radio days.
Oh
but yeah,
man, that's funny.
I know.
Shit, even when I was like waiting tables, I never got that much action.
Well, I don't know about action, but
Well, like, you
no,
know,
no,
like,
I know. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
attention to myself. Like, I don't know. Like,
Well,
yeah.
I don't get it anywhere else, so I'll take it from them. It's either old, creepy. Well, not saying that all old men are creepy, but
Mhm.
it's always old men or men that are married with kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get it, because like you listen to me every day. You see me as like a quote celebrity. So like, you know how even if you had kids and a family and a wife, you probably would still have that celebrity crush, you know, that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So I have to think of it in an aspect, not saying I'm a celebrity, but I look at it as that way.
You're a public figure.
Right. So they probably get excited and they just want to chat and they slide in my DMs and I'm like, okay, no. Like I see their profile and I'm like, relationship,
I
married.
see you got kids under 10.
Right. I'm not trying to be a mom, like a stepmom. Like, no. So I just leave it alone. I have no problem like talking to listeners though. If they like send me a message request or something, it's always like, I love listening to you. I'm like, thank you, because it means a lot. But it's never the intention with either old men or married men that are married with. I'm like, why can't a man my age? Like, no one our age is listening, I guess. Well, I don't want to say that, but
I will show you the data.
no, yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to say that because I know they are. I guess why aren't they sliding in my DMs?
Good question.
I don't need that though.
Honestly,
I didn't need to
kind of
get
same. Kind of same.
I didn't need all that. But it's just interesting that like we are the ones that know how all of that works. And like, I don't know, these old men are sliding in my DMs. I'm like, do you even know what you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, what cracks me up is when you get like an older woman there, like, why don't you have a girlfriend? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
why don't I?
Thanks for reminding me, Diane. Like, I know. That's me. Like, oh, there's no
Thanks,
way.
Gladys,
Right.
you little hag.
Like, oh, there's no way you don't have a man. I'm like, I don't.
It's like, you're such a good guy. You're so respectful. And
I know.
it's like, sweetheart, tell it to the choir.
I know.
So I'm like, yeah, I know. Keep it coming.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, why aren't you with somebody? I'm like,
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew.
You tell me.
Yeah.
No, I love it with the old people though. My brother will always be like, I'm trying to get in their will. I'm like, stop.
I've said that as a joke a couple of times, and people be like, dude, what the hell? You're going to hell.
Right? No,
like,
it's totally
I'm
a joke,
totally
though.
joking.
Right.
Like, that's so effed up.
It's so bad, yeah. But it's just
like,
funny.
what was it? So, like, for my grandma's 75th birthday party, right? Love my grandma. Took her to go see Elvis in theaters, right?
I took my grandma to see Elvis in theaters.
Awesome. Good for us.
She's obsessed.
Yeah, same here. Like,
Yeah.
and and she turns to me when we're in the theater. She goes, I haven't been to a movie theater since 1962.
Stop. They had them then? No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh my Lord. I'm like, what were you doing? She goes, getting married and having kids. I was like,
I know.
there it is.
Isn't that crazy too? Is that like
Or
at
no,
our
I'm sorry. She said 1965.
Oh, okay.
I dated her a little bit, but yeah, 1965.
But yeah, it's crazy to think that at our age, back then they would already be married with kids and in a career and
yeah. No, she was let's see, she was 19 when she got married, and then she had my dad when she was 20.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Because then I had that in my head growing up where I was like, by 25, I'm going to be married with kids and a career and a house and all of these different things.
Oh, yeah, I thought that.
And now I'm 25 and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Dude.
None of it.
I was when I was a kid, I was like, at 24, I'm going to be married and then probably going to have kids. And I'm like, I'm 25 now with a cat in an apartment. Love my cat.
But like, no, I know. But I mean, you're not the only one though. Like, that's just the new norm.
Yeah.
Like, people are just waiting. I mean, there are a lot of people I went to high school
waiting.
with. Well, I know.
Personally, I think that I don't know. Like, I think that women are very attracted to just D-bags. To be honest with you, just fuckboy D-bags.
I wish I could explain why. I don't know why either. Like, you're not wrong. I wish I could explain
Like
why we have that
from a
attraction.
female standpoint, where like
I don't know.
help me.
It's
Help
just so they're so like forward and I don't know. Like they just have this charm to them and they're just like, hey, you're gonna be mine. And it's like, okay. But then it doesn't end well. You
right.
know? So I don't know.
Or that like, oh, let me fix you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Like I'll be whatever you want me to be with you.
Right. Or let me and then once the women are in a relationship, they're like, oh, let me fix you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work out well.
No, I don't know. I don't get it either. As a female, I'm like, why do I feel this way about this person? They're not good for me. It's not going to end well, or they want something I don't want.
Like sometimes I wish that I could go into a time machine, like take me back to the 50s. Let me be Marty McFly, except not do my mom.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah, right.
That's not where my mind went, but I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
But I feel that all the time when I watch like Grease or like 80s movies. I'm like, why aren't the times still like this?
Right.
But I mean, they still had things like that
They
where there
still
were
had
those
D-bags.
jocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know where it was just like, open the car door for me and ask me on a date. Like I've never had that done.
Take me to the diner.
Right.
Like a simple diner.
Like
Get a milkshake and a burger.
I know.
Really simple. Take me dancing.
I know.
And the way that people dance back then, like so simple.
Right.
Right? That's how I dance. like the grinding on the dick and the ass thing like that you do. Like that's all high school stuff.
I can never unsee that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
So, but no, like this old grinding shit that's still going on in clubs and just grabbing a random stranger and just, dry humping the shit out of them.
There is something fun about that though. There's like a thrill to it. Because then because you don't have to go home with them. You
really?
Just dance with a stranger and then.
Really? Because I've noticed that a bunch of girls that I've tried to grab are like, nope. Like, I'm like, well,
that's sad.
That backfired.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. But
I don't get
again,
it
like, just dancing like how they did in the 60s or, and even the 70s discos and stuff like that, even though there was a lot of cocaine,
That's why they were dancing like that.
Right. Oh, that's why John Travolta was in Boogie Nights dancing like that.
Right, yeah. It's the cocaine.
It was the cocaine.
I know, dating in 2023. It's just like I'm not actively trying to, but I couldn't imagine doing it again. I
tried and I thought it went well, and I was like, oh, that's why it didn't go well.
It's just so sad.
It's funny how I see things that don't go well. I'm like, oh, that's why it didn't go well. Okay, no harm done.
I mean, I guess that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
But it's sad because, we have access to social media and phones and all these people, and I don't know.
Dating apps are shit.
Right. Yeah, that's what
Even
I've
though they're
heard.
supposed to help, they're really not.
No, and people don't use them for that.
Yeah.
They just use it for an easy way to hook up, and I just want to meet someone in person and just or circumstantial.
I'd rather just have a meet cute, like bump in the grocery store and be
right. Because what are you gonna tell your kids? Yeah, we hooked up on Tinder, and and
then you popped
out, and now we're just here. Like,
if that actually did happen to somebody, I'm so sorry.
No, nothing against it at all. No, you do you, but it's just like not what we want.
Boo-boo.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, dating in 2023 is so hard, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna try and just be me and just do what I gotta do in life, and then if a person wants to join me in the trip of life with me, come on.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Hop in the truck.
Yeah. Just let life happen.
Yeah.
You never know. They're always like, it's when it's least expected.
Yeah. So if it will be in the nursing home when I get old?
You're gonna be that old man you played earlier.
When I suck my dick.
No. I don't know. I'm just a firm believer lately in just letting life do its thing, let the universe do its thing.
Yeah.
That's so far, I don't know, the past 6 months, of me letting go of control and letting life do its thing. It's been great.
Literally,
so,
and I had to do the same thing.
yeah.
So, I mean, I had to, like, I'm seeing a therapist, and it's really not because, like, of any mental situation. It's more because, like, I want to find out more about, like, why I am the way that I am.
Yeah. And
You
it's
know?
also good to talk to someone else who's not friends or family, somebody that can give you a non-biased perspective or opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I see a therapist as well. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people should be seeing therapists because it
I
actually
think everyone
helps.
should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether
absolutely.
you have issues or not, no
Yeah.
matter what you're going through,
because
everyone
you go
needs
through
someone to talk
things
to.
as a child, and then as you grow up and everything like that, things happen to you to where you need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like when my parents got divorced, I was 13 going on 14. That's a hard age.
Yeah.
That's an age to where things are changing in your life, and you're becoming older, and then this is happening, so a lot was going on.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
So, and then all they gave me, because I was also acting out, like they sent me to the counselor,
Mm-hmm.
the school counselor at the time.
Yeah.
Wonderful man, right? Kind, sweet, down to earth. Tried to do the best that he could as a camp counselor, as a school counselor could. But he never really truly listened. I mean, I'm sure he did. I'm
No,
sure he
I
did.
get what you're
but
saying,
like
though.
where I was, I don't know. Like I felt like, cool, send me to the school counselor. That's great,
Right.
And then there's just some things that have been in my past with my parents' divorce to where like I've had to, sit down and talk about it. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, let's find out what makes me me.
Right. Yeah.
And what was it, like the first session, I was like, all right, where do we begin? The beginning.
Yep. Exactly.
So, and then kind of just told my story, learned a few things that were pretty fascinating, and then so
that's good. I think everyone should do it. I don't think it's ever too late.
And I'm not more like I'm looking to, what's the word, like I'm not looking to be told this or be told that. It's more like, tell me what you see that I've gone through my childhood and through growing up. Why does that make me me? I'm fascinated as hell to find out what you can, pick out from the different stories that I tell you.
Yeah. Right. Just hearing and not even being a part of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you could close your eyes and envision, like
visualize.
Yeah, visualize what I went through. Like,
right.
Like, what can you see where this happened and this happened, and from a psychological standpoint, can you, not diagnose it, but more like name it? I'm sure there's a name to it and stuff like that.
Right.
Because like I'm really big into serial killers.
Yeah, me too. Love true crime.
Who's your favorite?
Who's my favorite serial killer? Are you psycho? I get asked that a lot, and I'm like, I can't believe people ask that question.
I mean, they're unique. They're all unique.
Yeah, but I don't like what any of them did.
No, of course not.
No,
I mean, I've heard some that have killed infants.
Yeah,
this one lady, I listened to a podcast, serial killers, and there was this one that they put on, and this lady killed infants in the ICU.
Yeah.
Or in the, what is it, the pediatric ICU?
Oh, like the NICU?
Yeah, the NICU. Yeah. So
that's scary. Yeah. I, in my spare time, I'm always either listening to YouTube podcasts or like Spotify, whatever podcasts of true crime, or watching true crime, like Dateline or.
Oh, okay.
But it's weird. I don't like horror movies.
Okay.
Or horror TV shows. But if it's real life, it's fine. I can handle it. It makes no sense.
So you wouldn't watch like Freddy or Jason or anything like that?
It terrifies me. But I'll
Even
have
the old school ones?
Yeah, terrifying. I can't do it. But I have no problem sitting down listening to this guy that, murdered someone.
Yeah.
That was real life.
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
I know. I know.
Yeah. I mean, I usually have to take a break every now and again to where like I'm like, all right, let's find Jesus.
Right. No kidding. I know. But it's fascinating.
It is.
People.
It's so fascinating to where the mind can truly do.
I know. It's
You know?
scary.
And I mean, most serial killers. So, like my dad, he teaches forensics, right? He
Okay.
teaches a forensic science.
I thought you were gonna be like, well, my dad's a serial killer.
No,
I didn't know where that was going.
No. No, my dad's a forensic science teacher, right? And he does this
Oh.
thing with serial killers, right? And so I would send him like a bunch of names and stuff like that. And him and I had this conversation. He's like, and I was like, it's interesting how the fathers were very abusive, and how they came from the World War II era, and they were really messed up with PTSD, and they would inflict it on their families and
Yeah.
everything like that. And he's like, yeah, he goes, most of that generation that killed in the 60s, 70s, and 80s were from the the World War II parents who were veterans.
Yeah.
And and they were either, and also another thing is they were either sexually abused and this and that. So
It's usually something that stemmed from their childhood.
Exactly. And in some cases, kids that grew up like that, they either turn their lives around and do better. Well, with these kids, they were very psychologically messed up, and they would have this coping mechanism, or they saw this or they saw that, or they were curious in this. Like Jeffrey Dahmer did not have abusive parents, quote unquote, but his father was always away, right? And his mother, who had mental illness, was always doing her thing. And then when he was alone, when he first did his first kill, his father was away, living, not at the house, and his mom took his younger brother and picked up her things and just left. Just left him there.
Yeah.
So that's not abuse, it's more neglect.
Right. Yeah.
So he was neglected as a child, right? And so that led, and then of course with like the confusion of his sexuality and everything like that, that adds on to it. And so.
Yeah, that's that generational trauma. Again, why I'm like afraid to have kids, because I'm like, what if I'm not, I don't give them enough? Or you could be the best parent in the world and give them everything they need and do everything that they need, and still they could turn out like that. So it's so scary.
Yeah, and that's why, I think everybody should either go see a therapist or, just be real. I feel like my parents were always scared to like talk about like different things.
Yeah, like things were taboo. Like you didn't talk about stuff.
I feel like I'd be totally open with my kid, possibly.
I would want to be,
Yeah. And just be like, dude, just talk to me. Like if it's about a chick that you went out with, or a guy that you went out with, or something like that, like just be real with me.
Right.
Yeah. But
I agree.
You never know with dealing with a child.
I know.
So
I'm like, nope, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, but then you see a cute kid and you're like, oh.
My ovaries. I have baby fever. I'm like, give me one now. Yeah. Somebody else can raise it though.
Oh, geez.
No. My mom always says that. She's like, you're not going to give me grandkids. She has grandkids, but she wants me to have kids, my brother to have kids, whatever, her full kids to have kids. And I'm like, no. And she's like, I'll raise it. I'm like, that's so wrong. Like, for me to just pop it out and have you raise it. She's like, well, I just want to, it's just the fact she wants a baby, Yeah. I'm like, well, it's not always going to be a baby. Like when I get a kitten, I'm like, it's not going to stay a kitten.
I told my brother's girlfriend at dinner last night, and we were talking about, because she asked me about how a date of mine went. And I was like, and I explained it to her, and she goes, oh, okay. I go, so I know my mom wants grandkids down the line. I said, she ain't getting any from me anytime soon. I was like, so it's up to you and my other brother and his girlfriend to be popping those bad boys out.
I love saying that to my sisters too. I'm like, thank you for doing that, because now I don't have to.
Yeah.
My brother doesn't have to.
Yeah. So I'm like,
that's so funny.
I'm like, yeah, it's up to you guys now. So.
Right. That's so funny.
Oh man. Well, do you want to give yourself a plug so that people can check you out?
Oh,
on the radio?
yeah. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. They're all at Breck. It's BRECK _ on air. It's ONAIR. It's all one word. So at Breck _ on air. I think that's all I really use.
Yeah.
is-
And then just check you out on what stations?
Oh, yeah. So I'm on the rock station Z93 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Then I'm also on 102.5 WIOG 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Awesome.
So
Yep.
yeah.
And you can see her lovely picture that we took of her. And that will be on the podcast Instagram and Facebook at Magnificent Podcast. So make sure you check that out. So that, because I remember she was like, yeah,
I checked out your podcast before I came on it because I'm like, I need to know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw that you took photos of your guests.
Yep.
So I was like, now I have to actually try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't try for my job. No, I do. But no, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's
it was a
weird
lot
being
of
on the
fun.
other side.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah.
So
It's like free reign. Just
Yeah.
Anything. Just
like,
talk.
I don't have to control the board.
Nope.
I don't have to worry. You can just
Lucky you.
Yeah. It's nice once in a while.
Right. But Breck, thank you so much for coming on. I very much appreciate it. You drove all this way, and so
It was my pleasure.
yeah, I very much appreciate it. I mean, we've been talking about this for quite some time.
I know. I'm so happy it finally happened.
Yes.
Can't wait to do it again.
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome to come back on, and we'll talk more.
I'm ready.
about,
I could talk
maybe
all
even
day.
longer. Yeah, we'll try-
Obviously.
yeah, because I think honestly, you might be actually the longest interview that I've had. So
Oh no.
Whoop,
Oh my
whoop.
gosh. Well,
it'll be entertainment.
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Breck. And ladies and gentlemen, Breck Kinsey.
Thank you.
Woo!